Okay, this will be a recording of the final piece of the marketing unit. We had the 5 P's of marketing. We started with product, then we went to place, then we did some price, then we did promotion, and now the last one, which is kind of a small one, but it's people. So it's going to be the people that you have in your business and what role do they play in marketing and in sales and things like that. So let's take a look here. All right, first off, you're going to need people to do some advertising. Okay, so there's a definition of advertising there. Any paid non-personal presentation of goods, ideas, services. Okay, and the big thing about advertising is that it's directed towards a mass audience. So you're trying to reach as many people as you can. You know that you're trying to reach your target market, but you're trying to reach as many people as possible. It's not very personalized. Okay, so we did some print advertising last week in class, so you know what print advertising is. And then we've been working on some broadcast advertising, and we're going to watch a video here about internet advertising, which is no surprise, is the fastest growing way to advertise. Because if you think about it, people in their cars listen to the radio. If they hear a commercial, 9 times out of 10 they're going to turn this station. If they're even listening to the radio, and they're not listening to their iPhone or their iPod plugged into their car. And most of us watch TV now either through DVR or on demand. So the ability to reach people through television ads is diminishing and decreasing. So companies got to find another way, and the internet is that. But we're going to learn here about something called search engine optimization, and that's SEO. Okay, so when you do a Google search or a search anywhere for a certain kind of business or a certain topic, how do they know what business to list first? So if I wanted to find a pizza restaurant in Hoffman Estates and I type in pizza restaurant Hoffman Estates, what comes first? Okay, obviously the higher you rank, the higher your website is on that list, the better off you are. Okay, so especially if you're a small business, you're a carpenter, you're a painter, you're an electrician, or you're a little sporting goods store, you want your web page to show up as high on that list as possible. Okay, and that's called search engine optimization. So here's just a real quick video about that. Okay, so that's just a little bit about search engine optimization. And before I move on, depending on how your business sets up their website, most good web designers and web programmers understand that concept and can do things to improve your search engine optimization. But as you saw, there are businesses now that specialize in just that. So they can take a look at a website you already have and then make suggestions or implement changes to your website in order to increase your visibility on search engines. Okay, so now a little bit more about advertising here, and this is the difference between an emotional ad and a rational ad, and then we'll watch an example of both below. So the first, your emotional ad, focuses on feelings, emotions, things that consumers connect with the product, not necessarily any kind of a rational ad. So let's take a look at one of those here. So things that deal with social approval, power, prestige, recognition, those kinds of things. Okay, so a very emotional or emotion-provoking ad. So cars are an easy example to use because most of them do appeal to your emotions, or what you're going to get out of by buying that car, but not always. So we'll take a look at a different car commercial that gives a consumer a logical reason to buy a car. Okay, not that a commercial still can't be funny or creative, but they're still kind of driving at your logics rather than just your feelings or emotions. So let's take a look at this commercial here.
If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd wanted you to be my sweet honeybee. And if I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd wanted you to shade me and be my leaves. All I want is you, will you be my bride? Take me by the hand and stand by my side. All I want is you.
The next generation 44 mile per gallon Civic Hybrid. To each their own. Only from Honda.
Okay, so you can see that's still a creative and not a very realistic ad, but driving the point home of the hybrid car, the 44 miles a gallon. Okay, that's a logical reason to buy a car. So that's the difference. Okay, so yeah, both commercials are creative and whatnot, but one at least gives a reason to buy the car. So that's the difference between a rational and a non-rational ad. Let's take a look talk a little bit about personal selling and things you can do kind of in a store. So if you have a retail type store where people come to you and you have employees in the store doing sales on the floor, a shoe store, sporting goods store, you think of little places like Dick's Sporting Goods or the Finish Line, places like that. You need good quality in-store salespeople, and they need to be really good at something called suggestion selling. Okay, so you go into a nice clothes store to get a suit or to buy a shirt for a wedding or something that you need to look nice at, and then while you're trying on the shirt or whatever it is you want to buy, the salespeople are pulling out some pants that would go with that, a nice tie that would go with it, a belt, some shoes that would look great, and next thing you know, you're walking out there with a whole outfit when you had no intention of doing so when you got there. Okay, so that's called suggestion selling. And you see it all over the place. Okay, you go to buy a TV at Best Buy, and next thing you know, you're walking out with a TV stand, you're walking out with an extra battery, you're walking out with a DVD player, accessories that you had no intention of buying, but they were certainly suggested to you. Okay, and then it kind of makes sense that as we come up on Christmas here, that you're going to need to hire more people during busy times, and then unfortunately you have to let them go if business slows down. Okay. And then just a little bit about sweepstakes and contests, that how effective they can be, even for large stores, not necessarily just small ones. So just a quick commercial about that.
My fries smell so much better than yours. Nah, these fries right here smell like EA Sports games for life. You won? I won.
Monopoly at McDonald's is back with 1 in 4 odds of winning.
My McNuggets taste so much better than yours because mine tastes like $500.
With over 125 million winning game pieces and 1 in 4 chances of winning, enjoying your favorite food just got better.
Even goes great with flared fish. A new Nissan Z.
Just drive.
The simple joy of a winning combination.
Okay, so a little sweepstakes. The McDonald's Monopoly is pretty popular. Okay, so that's the real short, quick fifth P of marketing there. So doing with people. Well, actually, I think there's more. Yes, publicity. How could I forget? Publicity. So this is getting your employees, your people out there to give your business a good public image. All right, so they're getting your employees or you involved in the community, getting out there and sponsoring things, being involved in charity events, having your employees get out there and serve in service roles however you can, and that can also backfire. Okay, you have some pretty relevant examples there of poor publicity can really hurt your business. Okay, so if you're Penn State right now, you're hurting to get students to come there right now because of all the poor publicity that your school has had. And then Lance Armstrong was associated with a lot of different companies, even his own Livestrong company. And since he's been found guilty with all the drug and steroid allegations now, those companies don't want anything to do with him. So even his own Livestrong company fired him. Okay, so poor publicity can hurt also. All right, so that wraps up the 5th P of marketing, and that wraps up pretty much the whole marketing unit.